about this stuff.
Poetic beats. Poetic beats.
This is First GenXers.
Poetic beats. Poetic beats.
Hello and welcome to today's edition of the Cheap Pop Podcast. I am your host, Dark Lord 100, and today with me is the one and only Rune Scrider. Unfortunately, What's up, boss? Unfortunately, the Saint will not be able to join us this week. He should be back in the coming weeks. So, first and foremost, as always, check us out, Cheap Pop Podcast 25, Facebook.com. And come like and follow us for all the news and fun stuff. All right, so Dave, I promise you, a much easier on you pop culture quiz. No 90s R&B for you here. All right. Today we went with sci-fi, so these should be more in your wheelhouse, sir.
Yeah.
All right. Pop culture quiz question. If you know the answer, go ahead and drop it in the comment section. In 1997 film The Fifth Element, the character Lilu is referred to as the Supreme Being. What is her full name in the divine language? All right, think about that one for a minute, and we will go on ahead and jump to our hot topics for the day. This was just interesting to me. Okay, a Lego creator has taken upon himself to create a function.
Herself.
What's up?
Herself.
Herself. My bad.
It's okay.
Took it upon herself. Natalie the nerd managed to take it upon herself to build an actual functioning Lego Game Boy.
Yep. She took the Lego Game Boy set, which is close to 1-to-1 replica, the classic Game Boy, and she slapped in circuitry. So it is a functioning Lego Game Boy now.
That is insane.
You can insert any cartridge from the classic Game Boy line, and it runs.
And it runs clean, huh?
It's functional display screen, yeah.
I will have to say bravo to her.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't know how to spend that much time doing any individual given thing, let alone building a Lego Game Boy. And for her, it was probably a lot easier than anything I've ever probably done in my life.
Yeah. Now it does not run on batteries. It's powered by USB-C port.
So you have to plug it in order to play it, or you plug it in, it charges a battery, and
no, you have to plug it in to play it.
Okay, fair enough. There have to be limitations when you're working with Lego.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
But and some of it is Lego jiggery pokery. Like the A and B keys are held in by an elastic band, but she's planning on 3D printing Lego pieces that will hold custom switches for the buttons and hold them in place.
Nice.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yep. And she will be releasing all the build details, including the STL files, once it's complete.
Once it's complete. So people can build themselves a bunch of
Lego Game Boys. Now, I don't know, because Lego has done other video game consoles, like the NES and other stuff like that, replicas.
Okay.
So I think that'd be the next step if someone could make a Lego NES with working Lego controllers or Sega Genesis or what have you.
Somebody's going to be sitting in their house and they'll be like, I got a whole Lego video game set.
Yes.
I got the Game Boy, I got the Nintendo, I got the Sega Genesis, I got this.
Oh, and speaking of Lego, since we got the storage pods from my wife's house in Tennessee to move out here, we finally got those. We have unearthed the first Christmas present that my mother-in-law got for me, which is
wow, Lego's Millennium Falcon, huh? Lucky.
Yes, I am now. I am currently debating whether to fully open and build it or sell it, because it's going for a couple thousand on eBay.
It depends on your necessity for the dinero, sir.
Yes, I totally understand. I totally agree. Yeah.
But that's the thing with Legos. Them old sets that we used to build for fun.
Yeah. That is my humble brag for the day.
Nice. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the fact that, and this is very depressing, I actually had, for those of you who are old enough to remember, and I know you are, Dave, I actually had an old school Jetfire Transformer. If you remember, the Jetfire, including the pieces they clipped on the side, was basically the same model as the Robotech.
Yep, the Macross Falcon. Yeah, and it was developed before all the lawsuit shenanigans started happening from Harmony Gold. And there was confusion over who had the actual rights. I actually have one of those. I didn't.
Yeah.
My cousin had one back in the day. I never got one. Damn you, parents. But I did buy one a while back off of eBay that was complete. Cost a couple $100.
Nice.
But the problem is that it doesn't fully transform because there's a piece that was broken,
Okay.
that it doesn't stay in the robot mode in the chest.
Oh.
So,
Whoa.
so it needs some rehabilitation. Other than that, it's in perfect condition. So it's great.
So beautiful.
Yeah, I as a Transformers G1 fan, there is, of course, the ongoing debate. Well, is it better to own original or knockoffs, and some people,
Originals.
I mean, there's plenty of originals out there on the third-party market that you can get, and people have turned up their noses at knockoffs and stuff. It's like, dude, follow your joy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
One
No.
of my best, last bit. One of my best friends in high school, his mom actually had a copy of Amazing Fantasy number 15,
Wow.
the debut of Spider-Man, when she was a teenager, and she threw it away.
Wow.
He nearly killed her when she told him this.
I can believe it. I can believe it. I like I said, I had a Christmas one year that would have been a dream Christmas for any kid. It was a dream Christmas for me, but where my parents literally bought me an entire extended dining room table full of G.I. Joe and He-Man toys. And it was when I had every one. I had the Panther, I had Skeletor, I had He-Man, I had what was it? What was the name? The name of his tiger.
Battle Cat?
Battle Cat, yeah. I had Battle Cat with the full gear. Same thing with the Panther. She got me Castle Grayskull and Skeletor's Castle, like all in one Christmas. I genuinely wish they had bought me. Oh, yeah, I say that to say this. I genuinely wish they had bought me about half the toys.
Yeah.
And just duplicated the ones they bought me and still left them in the box.
Yeah.
Because I could have paid for college.
Yeah. There are only two things for Christmas that I asked for that my parents never got me. Imperial AT-AT from Empire Strikes Back and the USS Flag.
USS Flag. From G.I. Joe?
The G.I. Joe aircraft carrier.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, those things were amazing. They were just toys to us back then, but now, wow.
They are toys and cherished memories combined now. So
we go from that to, we'll get as much talking in. I know you've done some reading up on it.
Yeah.
I just watched it the other day, but the most recent episode of Peacemaker, from overall standpoint, in the sense of some of the dialogue of the show, and also John Cena's and what is becoming better and better acting abilities, is just this episode showcased it all. It was, we had just gotten the reveal at the end of the last episode with the black girl running away from an entire city versus an entire neighborhood full of white people, and John Cena's character Peacemaker finally realizing that he's on an Earth where the Nazis won, and
real heavy, and I will totally agree with you on Cena getting better and better from things that I've seen, and I think that's because the character was almost custom made for Cena to flex his acting chops, because it leans into Cena's strength, being the face.
Right.
But it also lets him act, because, like we were talking about, the character is oblivious.
Right.
So he has to act that oblivious part.
Right.
So it lets him stretch, which is something that The Rock didn't get to do much
Right.
in the beginning of his career.
Very much so.
Um, yeah, it's something that Dave Bautista was able to do right out of the gate
Yes.
because no one was really casting him as the Beast. Um, and so he
To
had,
be more humble.
he
Right.
had to lean into, actual
No.
action. So,
Well, you take Peacemaker from the beginning, from his first
yeah,
appearance in the Suicide Squad movie,
right.
and in general, like we talked about the Peacemaker's obliviousness. I even think of this example in the fact that he didn't realize he was kind of an asshole, like he was kind of a bad guy
Right.
in his first appearance. Like he thinks killing whoever it takes to maintain peace is
Right.
legit. Like he thinks that's a righteous cause to have.
Yeah, and the original comic book character, the original Charlton comic book character, that was him. He was basically a UN ambassador who survived a massacre at a peace summit and became this living contradiction
Yeah.
of having to kill to maintain peace.
Peace. Yeah.
And that's always been the core of the character.
Very
So,
much so.
I mean, Cena's been doing a great job, but like I was telling you, I mean, the words that I can't remember the character's name, the black girl,
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
part of the cast, where she mentions near the end of the episode, I wonder how much difference there really is between this Earth and our own.
There's not much.
Right. And
Like,
it's, it really is real for people who are not.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I said, it's to be honest with you, that whole dynamic is what I loved in the interactions. And see, you didn't get to see the episode yet, but the interactions between Robert Patrick as Peacemaker's father and his brother.
Yeah.
And like his brother he's the one that hold on. Where's she at? No. Latoya Adebayo was her name.
Yeah, Adebayo. Yeah.
I think that's Danielle Brooks.
Danielle Brooks, is the actress.
Okay, so Tim Meadows is in the episode too, but he's hilarious.
Yeah. He's always hilarious.
He has bird blindness. That shit's hilarious. He thinks the eagle is a duck. I'll say, but
and it's great that James Gunn is just such a fantastic writer that he can seamlessly mix social commentary with satire, with honest comedy and drama.
100%. There's a scene towards the end that I just kind of want to make note of, and it's the scene towards the end before they go back through the thing. The cops and everybody are closing in on them in the Nazi world, and they've now gathered back at Peacemaker's house, and there's a dialogue going on, and here's how intense the last 15 minutes of the episode were. In the last 15 minutes, you have Robert Patrick basically, or as Peacemaker's father, basically admit, or basically convince you that he's actually a good guy. He's like, I'm not a Nazi. You know what I'm saying? So on and so forth. And right as this moment is happening, and the son's kind of revealed that he kind of is leaning more into the Nazis, because he was one of the first to go chasing after Daniela, the character Daniela. on the show. He was one of the first ones to go running after her. He's kind of showing that he is, and there's a back and forth between them. And he's like, "That's not how I raised you guys. That's not how I raised you or Chris."
Mm-hmm.
And you see Adrian in the back in Vigilante's costume. And I knew it as soon as I saw him because he looks and he goes, "Huh." And I'm like, "No, don't do it. Don't do it." They flash back to him. He screams, "I am not a Nazi." And right as he screams that, Adrian jumps in through the window, the kitchen window behind him, and stabs him like 17 times in the back of the head.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so Chris now has watched his father die twice.
Mm-hmm.
The good father and the father that he shot. And then his brother now is like, we've just watched these people kill my dad now.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They go running out. They go into the portal. Chris is running towards the portal. All of a sudden, the brother comes in, smashes him up, throws him up against the wall, starts beating his ass. Of course, Chris isn't fighting back because Chris, at this point, he feels bad that he murdered the other, or that he killed the other. Like it was an accident. The brother's pissed because the brother already thought he was a murderer because he's like, he killed Chris. And then he also just watched him be the reason why his dad died. So like brother's pissed. Brother's beating his ass. All of a sudden, Vigilante and everybody else come to help. They pull the brother off. Vigilante pulls out a knife and starts stabbing the brother right in the chest. Chris is watching all of this and just stabs.
Yeah.
And he's just like, "Stop." Realizing now this is the second time that he's had to watch his brother. He might have to watch his brother die.
Yeah.
So spoiler alert, both Chris, both them, and then Harcourt almost kills. They convince Chris to go back through the door. Yeah. Harcourt's left there. She asks Vigilante for one of his guns, and she almost kills the brother because she didn't want to leave him there suffering, but she doesn't. So he survives. I'm assuming he'll have some role in episode 8. In episode 8. But in general, and the episode ends with Chris being arrested by Argus on this side by Rick Flag Sr. and the boys, and them taking him in and them leaving all the rest of them behind.
Yeah.
Economos and all the rest of them.
Yeah. It's one of those things, like I told you, there are certain tunnel visions that happen. I mean, there's a reason why Sinclair Lewis titled his novel about fascism coming to America, he titled it "It Can't Happen Here." And more, when I get into conversations with people who I know they're real, I know them, they have to be conservative, and I point out how certain policies mirror how the Nazis took over the Weimar Republic in Germany, and they say, "Oh, but they're not Nazis." They're getting hung up on the literal definition of Nazis being the ones who were in control of Germany from 1930 blah to 1944, 45. That is a Nazi. No one else fits that category. And that's right. And that's the blind spot. It's not that they think Nazis are good guys. They agree that they're bad. Their rationale is that, oh no, the what we got going on right now, this is not Nazism.
Right.
These guys aren't being Nazis, and no matter how much I point out the similarities between what we got going on now and how the Nazis took over Germany, they just got, but we're not Nazis.
Well, I've read this in multiple places. Just heard it the other day on one of my favorite shows, Leverage, where they say when presented with evidence to the contrary of a person's deeply held beliefs, they most of the time have the tendency to double down on their beliefs.
Yes.
More so than change their mind.
Yes.
And that's all you're seeing is people that have invested in this. They can't believe that it's that, because if they believe that it's that and they're a part of it, then what are they?
Yes.
So they have to believe that it's not, that
Exactly.
everybody else is overreacting.
Exactly.
So but getting back to the episode, like it was very much.
This has been Social Consciousness with Roots Crier for today.
Yeah. I was gonna say, but this episode will stand out to me. These last 3 episodes, I'm assuming that episode 8 will have a similar impact, but these last 3 episodes all together are ones that will have a lasting impact as far as the message that is being shouted from the rooftops. So James Gunn, thank you.
Thank you, James Gunn.
With the what is it?
GI robots in Creature.
No, I was saying you did it with the Guardian of the Galaxy.
Oh yeah.
And again with the MCU or with the DCU.
Yeah.
So
I am all in on James Gunn's DC universe.
For sure. All right, so back to that pop culture quiz question. Do you have any idea of what her full name is in the divine language?
It is, I believe, it is untranslatable into human language.
That is correct. But what they pronounced in the class or in the movie was Lilu Manai Lektariyaba La Menacha Ekta de Sabat.
Yes.
They say it approximately once. In the movie.
Yes.
Other than that, she's known as Lilu Dallas for pretty much the rest of the movie.
Lilu Dallas Motepas.
Exactly.
And why am I blanking on the actress's name?
Mila Jovovich.
Yes, Mila Jovovich. She recently shared a picture of her daughter dressed up as Lilu.
As Lilu,
Nice. Or a costume thing. I don't know if it's the plan for this Halloween or not, but look, her daughter is a spitting image of her mom.
It had to be done. Had to be done. All right, so that will take us clean and into. All right, first up, it was announced recently that Cross and Leverage
no quiz.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Jump right on in. All right, so the second question on the pop culture quiz for today is: in Star Trek Deep Space Nine, which Dominion species was genetically engineered to act as the perfect soldiers and enforcers of the Founders? I'm pretty sure Dave already has the answer, but we'll wait to the end of the segment to get it. All right, so jumping in, we got Cross-Star Aldous Hodge. For those of you who don't remember him, I'm going to be bringing up a picture here soon. He joins Amazon's sequel to a hit action remake.
Yep. Aldous
Care
Hodge.
to take a guess?
AKA Hardison from Leverage and
yes, sir.
Hawkman from Black Adam.
Yes, sir. He joins. Do you care to take a guess as to which show which movie he's joining?
Well, I already. I'm looking at the article, so I know. So
the article.
Yeah.
Well, you could have just played the game and just guessed right, man. No.
Yep.
He will be.
I'm all about honesty. Yeah.
He's going to be starring in the new remake.
Well,
or the sequel of the remake of Roadhouse, the Patrick Swayze Roadhouse.
Yep.
And don't know which character he's going to be playing. Hopefully, it'll be a fun role. What's up, B More? Yeah, my boy Aldous Hodge. Like that's one of my favorite just actors in general. I've yet to watch Cross. Maybe I should. I've heard good things about it. But like I said, I will always forever know him as Hardison and Leverage, and that will be my dude.
Yep. And also MC Ren in Straight Outta Compton.
Yeah, he was MC Ren, wasn't he?
Yep. But other casts in Roadhouse 2, Dave Bautista.
Really?
Yep.
I wonder
And
what they're going to be playing.
who knows? He could be the heavy. He could be the hero. He's got versatility. And Leela George from Animal Kingdom will be in also. So he's the third announced cast member to Roadhouse 2.
To Roadhouse 2, nice.
Yep.
Well, okay. Let's see. Congrats to Hardison, and I might actually watch that.
Yeah, sorry. Actually, no, because Jake Gyllenhaal is headlining. So this is a TV sequel to Roadhouse 2.
Yeah. Right. This is a sequel to
a
new one.
Yeah.
Right. To a new one.
A new recurring series. Yes. Okay.
Right.
I'm on board now. Yeah.
All right. There we go. All right. So this one was funny when it popped up along my thing, and even though it was video games, I still thought this was a great subject for Pop Culture Corner. There has been a video game that has been created that allows players to form a crew and plan a heist to reclaim real-life African artifacts held in Western museums. Yep. The name of the game is Relooted, and it is brought to you by South African game developer Nyamkop. The game to be released on PC and Xbox is set in futuristic Johannesburg, South Africa. The crew is composed of scientists, computer programmers, and MMA fighters rather than seasoned criminals, and guided by the fictitious Professor Grace, a retired South African art historian frustrated by the glacial rate of restitutions.
Yep. That there's a joke going around. There's an old long-standing joke. What feels British but really isn't?
African artifacts?
The British Museum.
Damn.
And this is actually really timely. I mean, we all know Killmonger in Black Panther.
I was just gonna say, that wasn't that kind of Killmonger's theme in Black Panther?
Yeah, exactly. And there's a huge issue in the museum world over repatriation of artifacts in museums. They're native people. And there's long been resistance in a very paternalistic colonial mindset in that, well, these nations can't properly care for these historical artifacts and ... I mean, in one sense, they do have a point, especially with the famous Elgin marbles that were taken by England from Greece during the height of the colonial era, in that Greece has had a lot of political instability. But in this day and age, it should be possible to return artifacts to their homelands, to their rightful cultures, for them to display, for them to have a sense of history and pride in. And even here in America, there's talk about using 3D printing to replicate native tribal artifacts that are in museums to be on display in those museums and returning those artifacts to those tribal cultures.
Right.
And a lot of people are saying, but that's not going to be real. Well, this is something that's been done for a long time, specifically with dinosaurs, in that how incredibly rare it is to find a complete dinosaur skeleton, everything perfectly preserved.
Yeah.
It's a mishmash of pieces that are found, complementing, complemented with pieces that of the same species that are found in other locations that get loaned out to museum to manufacture pieces to fill in the gaps.
Gotcha.
American Museum of Natural History reported that 85% of its specimens were actual fossils. That means that 15% of the fossilized skeletons on display in the American Museum of Natural History are manufactured
Hmm.
from plaster to make the skeleton complete.
Gotcha. Well,
Yeah,
that's not good. We want the whole actual thing. But if you can't find it, you can't find it. Some
yeah,
bones
exactly.
break, they brittle away. Um, all right. So we
Yeah,
also have next up.
I'm
What's
all
up?
I'm all on for that game. That's going to be a day one for me.
Oh yeah.
That
I'll
comes out.
try to download it and get it in. Oh, I'll say. All right. So next up, we have Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein,
Yes,
which is going to be coming up here and available on November 7th.
on
Directed
Netflix.
by Guillermo
It's
on
going to
Netflix. Yeah.
it's going to get a limited theatrical release on the 17th of this month. So just
Okay.
in time for Halloween.
There you go. There you go. And it looks like
And
it's
the
going to be
trailer
wow.
is yeah, the trailer looks absolutely gorgeous. This is the height of gothic imagery in there. It is dark, it is fantastic, it is lush, uh, and they don't pull any punches with it. They've got scenes of um, Frankenstein building the monster, setting an eyeball into the skull and everything. And it's Oscar Isaacs playing Dr. Frankenstein and Jacob Elordi as the creature. And we know him from Euphoria.
Oh, okay.
Nate Jacobs in Euphoria. And also Mia Goth as Elizabeth,
Okay.
Frankenstein's wife, who dies, and he tries to remake her body. Uh, Christoph Waltz, always a pleasure to see in anything, as Heartlander, which I think he is one of Frankenstein's mentors.
Uh,
Uh, Charles Dance,
Charles Dance.
also known as Tywin Lannister from Game of Thrones,
Be
will
right there.
be Leopold Frankenstein, who is Victor's father. And the scene with where the creature goes and comes across the blind man in blind hermit living in the cabin out in the wilderness, who shows the first person to show him kindness. That's played by David Bradley, aka Argus Filch from Harry Potter. We still whoop. Oh no, it's just me. Okay. I guess Dark Lord is having a little issue, but I will continue on and then. Oh,
No,
there.
I had to use the restroom, so I
Oh,
dropped my
okay.
camera for a second. All
Oh, no
right. So
problem. But and
next up
then yeah,
is up
and then
is the
the last one is Lars Mikkelsen
uh,
playing the captain of the boat that Victor tells his tale to.
okay.
So star-studded. It's going to be absolutely beautiful, awesome. I cannot wait for this adaptation. I mean,
It's going to be something that I normally don't clamor for movies like this, but I think for this one, I 100% will.
yeah, it's not like we
Because
need another Frankenstein remake. It's that we need a Frankenstein that mirrors the Gothic aesthetic, and this is that 150%.
Just like what is it? Monster Squad. No. All right. So next up is another Microsoft thing. Microsoft reportedly testing free Xbox cloud gaming supported by ads with monthly play limits. Announcement and launch coming soon. Microsoft is reportedly set to launch a free version of Xbox cloud gaming with ads for PC and Xbox consoles, handheld devices, and the web.
Yeah. This is not encouraging news for Xbox players. Coming on the heels of the fact that Game Pass is going up to be $360 a year.
Yeah, it's going well. If you want the Game Pass Ultimate,
right?
If the next level down is still only, I was just looking it up for Swab. It's like $14 a month.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, on the heels of that, yeah.
And it's not looking great for Xbox in a lot of ways. And I say this as somebody whose first fourth gen console was an Xbox, which I still dearly love. But I think there's a lot of factors that Microsoft is having to compete with that Sony is winning on. And part of it, doesn't come down to the graphics technology because they're both equivalent.
Yeah.
And it doesn't come down to the gameplay because they both have fantastic games. What it comes down to is that Sony has longer-term partnership with more AAA developers in their home territory of Japan. And so they've got that semi-Zaibatsu thing going on with Konami, Capcom, Namco, all on and on and on. Whereas Microsoft, the American side of video games, you've got EA and a few little smaller studios, and that's it. You don't have as many giant AAA producers in America because the ones that used to be American are now primarily European owned.
We'll see how it affects games.
Yeah,
I still play my Xbox every day.
Oh yeah, and to be fair, we haven't really seen the Bethesda effect kick in yet for Microsoft, where Bethesda is now under Microsoft's label.
Gotcha. All right. Let's see. All right. So for our next setup, for our next story, you've got DC Comics in January will mark the 50th anniversary of the framed 1976 Superman versus Spider-Man Treasury as a facsimile edition, and immediately follow it up in February with the sequel, 1981 Superman versus Spider-Man. Not just that, DC and Marvel will join forces for two new crossovers, Superman Spider-Man 1 in March and Superman Spider-Man 1 in April.
No, it's Superman Spider-Man 1 in March, Spider-Man Superman in April.
Okay.
Yeah. And I really hope this marks a new beginning of an age of cooperation between the big two, because we just didn't have Superman and Spider-Man team up. We had Titans and X-Men team up and a few others. And they still have the Amalgam universe if they could ever get together and agree on the Amalgam universe characters and publishing and doing the crossovers. I mean, Marvel versus DC, DC versus Marvel, fantastic stuff. It was great. I mean, you may argue about the results of some of the battles, like Wolverine beating Lobo. Bullshit. But those were fan votes in there. So the point is that we got to see matchups and battles that fans have wanted for years. I mean,
For
just
years,
the
yeah.
battle between Captain America and Batman, um, fantastic. The JLA Avengers collab that Kurt Busiek wrote and George Perez made,
Mm,
fantastic stuff. Really deep. They keep reaching for this balance for collaboration and to get in their grasp, and then they just let it slip away because of factors.
yeah. I love
And
it.
you know, I'm I don't know I don't know where the blame lies. I don't know if it's on the Marvel side. I don't know if it's on the DC side. I don't know if it's both. I've heard
Both.
I've heard evidence that blames one side or the other for why it just never becomes long term.
Right.
But we got to get it,
Yeah.
and you know,
It's. I don't. I've never understood the concept of. I agree. Yes, at certain points in your thing, it's good to strike out on your own and do your own thing. You're
right?
still trying to make your name, so on and so forth. But if your name is already established, you have
Yeah,
your fan base. Why not collaborate with others in your genre, in your
yeah,
that do what you do to try to create these super mega and like super uh, scripted and drawn, the best of the best writers, the best of the
right.
best drawers, and we get the best of the best.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm looking at the cover for I believe the second Superman Spider-Man team up book, and you got Superman and Spider-Man going up against Doctor Doom and Parasite.
Nice. Nice.
That's from like the 1980 one, I think.
Didn't I tell
Um,
you? Yeah.
yeah, but then again, who knows? Maybe we just wait another 10 years, and with the current FCC rules, Disney will buy out Warner Brothers, and then Marvel and DC will be one company again.
uh, then Marvel and DC will be the same company. All
Yeah,
right. Now,
just
for
like
those of
the
you
Superman. Mhm.
who remember the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, there was the infamous scene in which Kirsten Dunst uh,
Yes, and
kisses
Tobey
Tobey
Maguire
Maguire while
upside
he's
down.
hanging upside down. Even though I believe that was Tobey Maguire's stunt double, was it
Yeah,
not?
in the
Uh, they got to make out with Kirsten Dunst, but there's people that have been asking her about a potential return as MJ, and it doesn't sound like she's too into it. The quote is, "Me and Toby doing that again, but with kids." Yeah, I don't think it was. Yeah, she's definitely seems open to the idea of coming back as MJ. I just don't know if it was the like. I would say this: her MJ wasn't the most popular MJ out of
it
all.
was a good start.
Right.
It was a good start, and I mean, no knock on Zendaya. I think she did a
Yeah.
fantastic interpretation of MJ in the
Yeah.
MCU. That's fantastic, but um, and I will admit a preference for the new Tom Holland Spider-Man stuff
Uh,
over the Sam Raimi stuff,
uh,
over the Tobey Maguire movies. Um, but I think with the whole Spider-Verse more and more developing, yeah, I would like to see a alternate universe Spider-Man,
mhm.
and Toby and Kirsten had great chemistry together. I'd like to see them more grown up, and they have their kids. They have May.
Yeah,
I mean,
I would love to see
want
that.
to see I want to see teenage May as Spider Girl in there because she is such a fantastic character that gets sidelined just all too often. Um, although the parenting in the current run of Marvel Comics with
Mm,
Peter and MJ dealing with I guess it's like 6 or 8 year old May,
uh,
and MJ, reminding you no crawling on the wall, no crawling on the ceiling, and all these stuff, and her having this um, child's eye view of the world and talking about bad people that need to be stopped in there. I mean, it's just great.
Spider Kid.
Yeah, it's something that it could turn into a cliche, but when it's really well written, it's not a cliche.
Yeah,
It's great.
fair enough. All right, so we are going to end this here just so we can make sure we get in enough time to get in the important stories in the video game block. So we'll get back to the pop culture quiz question. Sir, I'm pretty sure you noticed by the look on your face in Star Trek Deep Space Nine, my boy, friend of the show, Jamil's favorite iteration of Star Trek, which Dominion
Not the only one.
species was genetically engineered to act as the perfect soldiers and enforcers of the Founders.
The Jem'Hadar.
That is correct, sir.
And while we're at it, happy belated 77th birthday to the best captain in Starfleet, Avery Brooks.
Yes.
His birthday was last week.
Otherwise known as Hawk.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you who don't remember him I know Dave does, but
In Spencer for Hire.
Yes, sir. All right. So that's going to do it for us for this first half. We're going to take a quick 5-minute break, watch some promos and commercials, and then we will be right back to continue entertaining you, and we will be talking about some wrestling.
Yeah.
Wrestling. Yeah.
Lots of developments in the week leading up to Crown Jewel.
Yep. And this week I actually did watch SmackDown yesterday, so I didn't have to work. So we were all good there. All right. So that's it for us. We'll see you guys on the flip side. Like it says below us, coming up after the break, SmackDown Alley and video game talk.
Later.
This is now versus then. This is now versus then. Get on your mark, let's go. This is now versus then. Burning up your radio, still turning up the heat with Poetic on the flow. Got you moving to the beats with the Saint as your host. Shout out the collective, hold it down, we gon' clown, that's the lesson. Where Generation X meets Generation Next, with them bangers from the east to the south to the west. Yeah, this how we do it in Sacktown. Slide to the studio, yup, it goes down. These beats gon' pound, waking the game up, told you it goes down. And this is only the intro. Turn the mics on, shout out to my kinfo. Where you at, y'all? Let's get this started. Turn down for what? We about to start the party. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. This is now versus then. 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 For me, cause I'm a loose cannon. I get to choose, camera, switch it up, look up a new banner. Keep smoking on that banner.
So we're gonna get to talking some NBA free agency. Dolphins trade Jalen Ramsey. Anyway, so we'll start out with
They say that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But the definition of beauty is distorted. Yeah, come on. Searching for yourself, so insecure about the way you look, so you go to Miami. You can't find the love within yourself.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
And we are back to talk some more, as it says there, SmackDown Alley and video game talk. So I will let us dive immediately into all right, SmackDown Alley. And we'll open up SmackDown Alley with our pop culture quiz as usual. And we'll start with the 1999 film, The Matrix. What is the name of the last human city on Earth hidden deep underground near the Earth's core?
Ooh,
I'm pretty sure you should know the name.
I should know.
We'll see if you do at the end of the segment. You got some time to think about it. But right now, we're going to jump back 5 days, 6 days, 7 days to Monday Night Raw and talk a little bit about what happened. It was a pretty good Raw overall.
So, is the new Raw announced team Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett?
I believe so, yes. Because I believe on SmackDown it's going to be while Corey Graves is out selling, it's going to be Booker T and Michael Cole. And when Corey Graves is back, it'll be him and Michael Cole.
Okay, so they just switched Michael Cole to SmackDown rather than Raw.
Correct.
Okay, and Pat McAfee, I believe that he's basically doing College Game Day for ESPN. So, yeah.
He'll come back from time to time, but he won't be. He'll be on for special occasions and stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure anything they do in Indianapolis, he'll probably make an appearance for.
To be honest, I actually like Wade Barrett doing color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Pat McAfee, but in doses. Nothing that's saying nothing bad about him, but I think he's very high energy, and I think he's much better in doses for special events.
Yes.
You know, but let's see.
Wade Barrett is more my color speed for everything.
Color commentator speed,
yeah.
I'll say, all right. So just to go over kind of some basics, let's go with Bailey and Lyra Valkyria. Bailey's confusing behavior and eventual alliance with Lyra Valkyria suggests a potential new partnership or an ongoing mind game, one of the two. I like the latter. Io Sky versus Kabuki Warriors. That Io Sky and Rhea Ripley will face the Kabuki Warriors at Crown Jewel. That's going to be a match and a half right there. Roman Reigns came back at the end of the match. Or at the end of the show. Those were some of the biggest developments from it. I like the way that they presented the Roman Reigns comeback. That was awesome.
Yeah. And we'll get into that as we're talking.
But we opened with a heated exchange between Rollins and Cody Rhodes.
Yes.
as
with yeah, Seth still dressing like a refugee crime lord from an '80s straight to VHS cop drama.
mhm.
Yeah,
uh,
but
yeah,
Cody, who I normally, you know, his I think Cody's wardrobe is on point completely. I
yeah,
love the business look,
the
but
business professional, yeah.
I didn't like the color scheme because it looked like his tailor was the Joker. Wasn't full on
Okay.
purple. But it was that lilac that kind of gets close to that color,
Yeah.
and so it's just kind of like, who told you this was a good color look? But it is what it is, and um, yeah, they had words, and Seth has feelings.
Yes, he does. Seth has big feelings.
Yes, he does.
For what it comes to Cody.
Yeah, about it. And Seth then ended the in-ring confrontation with, "We were never friends. We will never be friends," and that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, like I
With
said, we're
yeah,
building to next week's Crown Jewel,
yeah,
8 a.m. on Pacific Standard Time, and
yeah,
it will be an interesting matchup. I
yeah,
think that they're doing a better job of building this matchup for the Crown Jewel Championship than they did last year's for
yeah.
100%. I don't even remember. I remember Cody won it, but I don't remember who was the World Heavyweight Champion at the time.
Yeah.
I think it may have been Gunther, maybe. I don't remember.
Awesome.
Asuka
Yes.
and the Kabuki Warriors are continuing their
Reign of
their
Terror.
run with Io Sky.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. It was Asuka versus Rhea Ripley. Oh,
yes.
no. What happened was Rhea happened upon Kabuki Warriors or Asuka down dressing Io
Yeah.
and yelling at her about, we are your family, da da da, and poor Kyrie Sane still looking like the little lost puppy in there. And so Rhea announced that she talked to Pierce and they've got an official match tonight in
Yeah.
there. So, um,
Which I believe ended with Rhea getting the victory and then being attacked after
right.
the
And
whatchamacallit.
right. And Io running to help at the last minute to stand up for Rhea
Right.
against the bullying. And Io gets poison mist in her face for her
Yes.
efforts.
And beat down as well.
Yeah, and beat
Yeah.
down. Yeah,
It's
as yeah, it's
But this leads to Rhea and Io Sky taking on the Kabuki Warriors at Crown
yeah,
Jewel, which
yeah.
is a match that I think will be in the contender for match of the night.
I think it's going to be fantastic.
Because all four of them women are really talented in the
Yeah.
ring, and I can't
Um,
wait to see what they do.
I will predict that match is going to be where Kyrie finally gets off the fence and she chooses Io or Asuka.
I think technically she already has with the beatdown that she gave Io reluctantly the other day, but I would love to see what else they're going to continue to do with it.
Right.
100%.
Yeah.
All right. So we also had just in random matches, LA Knight defeat Kofi Kingston after a backstage altercation between
Which
him
was
and
great.
Xavier Woods. Yeah.
Yeah, great. Even with interference from Xavier Woods, he and LA Knight ended. Kofi went for Trouble in Paradise. LA countered, and then turned it into a delivering a BFT for the win.
Yes. Like LA Knight, they need to rebuild him up. They did kind of get
They
him
do
lost
need
in
to
the
build him
shuffle
back
there.
up. Yeah,
So
I'm liking him.
yeah, getting a victory over a former world champion like Kofi Kingston is definitely a step in the right direction.
Yeah, and
We
also
also
puts him in contention for the IC belt.
should, yeah, it should. I'll say AJ Styles and Dragon Lee defeated Los Americanos.
which I was kind of surprised at, given the push that El Grande Americano and Los Americanos are getting, especially because they had El Grande Americano, Kaiser, Little Kaiser, at ringside, and did he do anything to interfere in the match?
Not that I remember.
Yeah,
Not that
I want to say yes, but it wasn't so big that I remember it. But
Right.
AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, for not really having worked together before, they looked like they'd been tagging for years. They were just totally in tune with each other, except for dramatic moments.
Yeah,
So,
which either one of them got.
really,
Yeah.
something interesting I noticed about Dragon Lee. I didn't realize that he had reptile makeup scales under his mask around his eyes.
I didn't either. That's super dope.
It is. So even if he gets unmasked, he's not really unmasked.
Yeah. Ain't that the truth, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, let's say that's insane.
Yeah.
Let's say, all right. Well, like I said, watching those two go in the ring, I would love to see them get a tag team run if that's something that AJ is applicable to.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. We also had Raquel Rodriguez defeat Bayley. After the match, Bayley shifted gears and helped Lara Valkyria fight off attackers, though Valkyria remained confused by Bayley's shifting attitude. I believe she upped her as well.
Yeah. Raquel and Roxanne jumped Bayley afterwards, and despite Lyra beforehand backstage saying that she's not going to get involved, I don't want to go out to the ring with you, just leave me alone.
Uh-huh.
Once the jump happened, Lyra's going out, and she clears out Raquel and Roxanne on her own, and
Nice.
yeah, Bayley just kind of it's almost the middle ground between the hugger and role model,
Yeah.
where she's like, "Get over here, you idiot!" and everything, and yeah. It's
quite interesting.
Yeah.
Like I said, I want to see where they're going with this Bayley.
right.
I'm really
Yeah,
enjoying
it's just it kind of undermines the positivity of, just in my mind, as someone dealing with therapy myself. It kind of undermines the positivity of Bayley's return after therapy, where you remember she's back. She tells everyone what had been going on, and the crowd's all chanting "therapy, therapy," and they're all behind her.
Are you sure that was Bayley?
Was it Bayley?
Because I know when the crowd was chanting therapy, that was during AJ Lee's return as well.
Oh, you're right. I am. Yeah. That was. Right. But
I like Bayley's character for this reason. I've always been a huge fan of the Broken Mind characters, Broken Matt Hardy, Willow for whatchamacallit. Not because it in any way demeans or undermines the benefits of mental health, but more so because of the fact that it takes a very talented actor in any way that you want to look at in order to play the character.
Right.
Like think a la, what's his name in Split? I can't think his name. He should have gotten an Oscar for that role.
The movie Split.
The movie Split. I'm trying to remember his name.
James McAvoy.
James McAvoy, yes. Like it takes talent to play that character.
Yeah,
Bayley's doing a pretty decent job of the slow descent into madness.
Right.
That her character is supposed to be going
on. Speaking of AJ Lee, there was a confrontation backstage as Becky Lynch comes across. Tozawa and Maxine Dupree are just chatting backstage, and Tozawa's saying how proud he is of Maxine. Becky comes in, lays down the big HBIC energy, and Maxine is going to face Becky, I believe, at Crown Jewel, and
Yeah.
Maxine's talking about what an honor it is to go up against one of the greatest female wrestlers of all time, and it's not just Sports Illustrated saying. She literally says that, and
Right.
then Becky says,
Everybody's
"You're right."
talking
And
about
yeah,
that.
everybody's saying it. It's not just Sports Illustrated; it's Bleacher Report and that. And then Maxine hits back with, "Well, you know who's not saying it? AJ Lee." Yeah, and
Yeah, I saw that one.
Becky
Yeah.
just goes and walks off, and then later on, turns back around and levels Tozawa.
Yeah, she decks Tozawa to get her anger out. All right. So we'll move on from there to there was an Intercontinental Championship match this week between Dirty Dom Mysterio and Rusev. And woo, buddy. Of course, Dom in classic Guerrero heel fashion.
Oh, it was but more importantly, Finn and JD walk out with Dom to the ring, and then once he's in the ring, they say, "Nah, man, we got other things to do," and walk right back out up the ramp. And Dominic's like, "Ah!" But yeah, I was surprised they allowed Dom to win clean on that.
Oh, he didn't win clean. He didn't win clean. No, he because what happened is he tried to win.
He tried the Eddie Guerrero.
He tried to use the belt.
And
then the ref caught him with it. He threw the belt. The ref literally sees him throw the belt to Rusev. And fall
that's
on his back.
That's right. I forgot.
And the ref's like, "What are you doing?" And so the ref takes the belt out, and then he pushes the ref back first, or face first into the corner, and then he kicks kick Rusev in the nuts, and then rolls him up.
Trying to pull Dom back, and Dom mule kicks Rusev in the family jewels, as Wade Barrett puts it. That wedding tackle's going to need some massaging. And Eddie Ringo didn't see it, and that's how Dom got the win. You're right.
Dom does the roll up for the 1, 2, 3. I
But
thought
no interference. I mean,
there was no interference. Yes.
Yeah.
But Dom, I think they're trying to set Dom up to be a legit champion because remember he is the AAA Mega Champion. Yes. So
again, didn't win the Mega Champion clean, but which he's going to have to face sooner or later with AAA.
But in general, like he's doing things that heels do, and I love it.
He's doing all the classic Eddie Guerrero bits.
Yep. And the last bit on Raw here before we move on to SmackDown is the Usos took on the Vision
again
in a tornado tag team match. So nobody needed to tag in or out this time around. Yeah, they just beat up on each other for 35 minutes.
Yeah. The Vision didn't even get into the ring before Jay does crossbody attack to both of them over the ropes. As they're trying to. And one thing about the Vision, their jackets with the symbol, the circle with the V in it in gold, black leather, spikes, and everything. Like that's like Versace designing a punk jacket. It's just flash. It's all flash, no real. Yeah. Anyway, that's just my opinion in there. Jay and Jimmy, after a little backstage conversation between the two of them, with Jay questioning why Jimmy ran out to try to save LA Knight against the Vision after LA Knight screwed them at WrestlePalooza. And they worked, it's the Usos. Yeah. They were perfect. And
Well, they opened up this match on top, and by about halfway through, they were getting their ass whipped.
Yeah, by about halfway through, they were, the Bronze had recovered and were laying the smacketh down.
Yes,
And
big time.
they had both Jimmy and Jay in the center of the ring. Bronson going up top for the tsunami. Braun going up top for whatever his big drop move is. I don't know offhand. They're about ready to do it, and then in comes OTC with a steel chair,
ready to do some damage, and he does exactly that.
He exactly does damage. He just completely starts working on Bronson Reed while Jimmy and Jay hold off Braun, and he's whipping Bronson with that steel chair like Bronson's a government redhead stepchild mule.
But he wants to say, he beats down he beats down Braun. He hits Braun Breaker, throws him out the ring, and then proceeds to beat down Bronson Reed for a little bit.
Right.
After he's done beating down Bronson Reed, he then goes back to
Braun, back in the ring, and he's just doing chair stabs on Braun for like a good 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Until the Bronze retreat.
Yeah.
And Jimmy and Jay are still kind of like, oh hell. I love the synchronicity that the Usos did, where they had Braun and Braun in opposite corners, sitting down, and they did the double Rikishi slam.
No, it's the turnbuckle. It's turnbuckle, like
Right, yeah, the turnbuckle. It's what Rikishi always does. Only they had less mass.
Well, not just Rikishi. Who was it? X-Pac used to do it, except he just did his facing forward. And then there's several female wrestlers who have done the move who have used the move as well.
But now the one thing though, Roman, he congratulates Jay, claps hands, does the whole cousin bit. Jimmy's just kind of off to the side, almost forgotten.
Well, not really forgotten. I think Jimmy's still very weary of trusting Roman again. Despite how much
that makes sense.
Jay is trusting him.
Yeah,
but I think we'll see that come to close a little bit later, because I believe that we will be seeing a reunion of the original members of the Bloodline here in a little bit.
Also, when the OTC music hits, we get another classic Paul Heyman. Oh shit, I'm fucked. Look.
Gotta love Paul. The master of telling a story with his face.
Did you see the sign in the crowd? Jabba the Heyman. And it was a drawing of Jabba the Hutt with Paul Heyman's face.
Paul Heyman's head. Somebody's a very good artist for that.
Yeah.
All right. So that takes us to Friday Night SmackDown. Some of the notable highlights is that Braun Breaker, Paul Heyman, and Bronson Reed confronted Cody Rhodes as he came out, and then they proceeded to back off because they understood that their message was for Randy Orton and not for Cody Rhodes, in the fact that they were warning Cody that Randy is also coming for that WWE title, despite standing by his side against the Vision.
Right. One other thing, call back to Raw, Cody's promo cut with Seth. Cody started sowing the seeds of doubt for Seth. Who's really in charge with the Vision? Is Seth Rollins in charge?
Yeah.
Or is it Paul Heyman who's calling the shots? And Seth is, of course, saying that all decisions go through me in there. And the crowd starts chanting, no, they don't. No, they don't. So that's going to be an interesting psychological angle.
Well, like I said, I don't think that they're leading to anything breaking up with the Vision, but I think we may see some things change within.
The more the Vision starts losing, the more the locker room stress is going to
We shall see.
amp up.
See.
Yeah,
We got a
and
lot of story left to be told.
Yeah, I would expect at some point Seth yelling and shouting at Paul Heyman, saying, "I'm in charge. I'm the one that's at the top. You're just nobody that I brought in." Da, da, da.
Yeah, well, he'll be, yeah. All right, so we also had Damian Priest, who came out and interfered in the U.S. title match on SmackDown between Sami Zayn and Aleister Black, which was supposed to be a rematch of Carmelo Hayes versus Sami Zayn, but it seems like Melo Can't Miz is going to be Mizing a member, as the Miz attacked Carmelo Hayes and prevented him from competing for the.
You've been waiting all weekend to say that, haven't you?
Yes, I have. Well, say, but yeah. So you had Melo come out, challenge Sammy, get beat down by the Miz, to which Aleister Black comes out, picks up the mic, and says, "I'll take a spot," and proceeds to give Sami Zayn all that he can handle until Damian Priest comes out, distracts Aleister Black. He gets hit with a Helluva kick and a Blue Thunder Bomb back to back, which I thought was a great finish.
Yeah.
And Sammy wins the match and leaves Aleister Black to be Razor, or to be, what is that called? Oh my goodness, Razor Ramon's finishing now.
Not Razor's Edge.
Issues. Yeah, the Razor's Edge.
Oh, it is Razor's Edge.
Table,
Okay.
yeah, into the table. So that was that's setting up a very interesting feud between those two. And can't wait to see how that. I think it's going to end in like a street fight or some kind of a brutal like fight.
Mm-hmm.
So we shall see what pops up with that as we move forward. We also had Tiffany Stratton and Stephanie Becker sign their match, or this contract for their match at Crown Jewel, afterwards being attacked by Julia, the United States champion, the beautiful Julia, and who else was it? And her, I forget the name of the girl, Jada something, that's her little assistant. So, they came out and offered for Stephanie Becker to become a part of their stable. Becker turned them down and got physical. So now next week on SmackDown, the go-home show right before Crown Jewel, we're going to have Julia and her assistant against Stephanie Becker and Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah, and that's going to be a good fight. And Stephanie and Tiffy had a great promo cut on Raw also, where they confronted each other in there. And Stephanie said, "You were about to find out that Tiffy time is about to run out." And Tiffany responded, "It's like, well, I guess La Primera is going to have to get used to coming in second."
It's going to get good, people. It's going to be good.
Yeah, so that's good going into, making them do a tag team match the day before Crown Jewel Australia.
For sure. All right, so let's see. We did title change. We also had a Vision tag team match on SmackDown, with the Vision taking on Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton, with some interference, getting the W with some interference from Seth Rollins. The match was tag team bout, pitting the four of them together. Rollins' interference ultimately caused Rhodes and Orton the victory. The conflict between Rollins and Rhodes is intensifying ahead of the scheduled match at Crown Jewel. We closed the show actually with Cody Rhodes hitting Seth Rollins with a crossroads after Rollins jumped into the ring, thinking that. What's hilarious about it is this. Rollins was walking away. They had beaten down Randy Orton and left Cody Rhodes laying. And they were all walking away. And Seth got cocky, decided to look back. And Paul Heyman was like, "Don't do it. Don't do it. Just let's go. You'll get him on Sunday. You'll get him next Saturday. Let's go. let's go. And Rollins decided to go anyway, further showing the fracture between the two of them as the leader of the division. And Rollins goes in, goes to stomp Cody, misses, and Cody grabs him immediately for a cross and hits him with a crossroads. And we go off air on SmackDown with Cody standing tall. Yeah. So despite losing the match against Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, they still managed to come out on top.
Right.
So I think we're leading good, especially with the Randy Orton thing, with this feud between Rollins and whatchamacallit. Now, looking at Crown Jewel itself, before we move on to video games, take a quick look at what has already been listed for it so far. I believe there's only been like 2 or 3 matches so far announced, and those 3 matches are Rhodes versus Rollins, which we talked about, Becker versus Tiffany Stratton. John Cena versus AJ Styles will be taking place at Crown Jewel. I like that matchup.
Yeah.
The fans getting with their will. And Rhea Ripley and Io Sky versus the Kabuki Warriors. So I will probably see a couple of more matches added, but not much. It'll probably only be about a 5 or 6 match pay-per-view. So it's going to expect 1 or 2 matches to be added this week. Yeah. Maybe a tag team match and the US or IC title match.
Right.
All right. Now this is one that you brought to us, so let's get this in before we move on. Yeah. DC and All Elite Wrestling joining forces for groundbreaking comic book crossover.
The Justice League meets AEW.
Really?
Two issue comic book event. Exclusive preview debuting at New York Comic Con. Nice. This just came to us. Well, on the first of the month was the announcement. And it's going to be a partnership between DC and AEW. They're going to cross-promote DCKO, which is the DC event launching in October, across AEW's linear broadcast, digital platforms, and social media channels. Excuse me. And DC is going to be the presenting sponsor for AEW's Full Gear.
For AEW's Full Gear, huh?
Yep.
All right, I'm here for it.
So, yeah.
I gotta watch AEW Full Gear, but
right.
I'm here for it. Anything to help expand the wrestling industry.
Yeah, 2-part series being written by Steve Orlando and illustrated by Travis Mercer with covers by Lucas Meyer. AEW stars that are going to appear in it. They include Mercedes Moné, Will Ospreay, Darby Allin, Jon Moxley, Swerve Strickland, Hangman Adam Page, Timeless Tony Storm, Willow Nightingale, Orange Cassidy, and Kenny Omega.
All right, that sounds like the top brass of the AEW class. So, congrats.
Yep. Apparently, the story is that together they must recover the big galactic belt and prevent a cosmic catastrophe. So, yeah, we'll see.
Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good.
Which is, it's going to be, the full announcement is going to be Friday, October 10th, which is going to be this Friday at 5 p.m. at the Javits Center, room 409, where AEW where Tony Khan's going to join with Jon Moxley and Swerve Strickland to announce it with the writer, the artist, and a moderator.
All right.
Okay, and the conversation is going to be heroes, villains, spaces in between, pro wrestling, and comic storytelling. Because there is a lot of crossover between the two.
That is very true. That is very true. All right, so we'll get to our pop question quiz before we close out this segment.
Oh, one last thing. Drew McIntyre has been added to the cast of the Highlander reboot. He's going to be playing.
We covered that last week.
Oh, we did? Okay, never mind then.
No problem. All right. So
Hey, we're lucky I remember what was happening yesterday. So
it's all good, man. It's all good. All right. So 1999 film The Matrix. What is the name of the last human city on Earth, hidden in deep underground in Earth's core?
oh,
It's mentioned a lot in Bob Marley's songs.
Zion.
There you go. Zion.
Thank
It is 2 per day, 1 for the
hint.
show.
Thank you for the hint.
No problem. And that will take us into our final segment. All right, we got about a half hour left on the show and some video games to talk to you about. So we'll make this question quick. In the 1995 film 12 Monkeys, Bruce Willis's character James Cole is sent back in time multiple times. What specific location is he mistakenly sent to in 1990 instead of 1996? Pretty sure you know the answer. We'll get it at the end of the segment. If you know it and you're watching, comment in the comment section. All right, Dave, go ahead and line us up. Payday 2 dev adds DLC subscription to his 12-year-old game as a cost-effective alternative after price hike admits we messed up as players torch its Steam reviews.
Yeah. So Payday 2, which has been out for a hot minute, as the kids say, 12 years actually, and their latest DLC pack is going to be subscription based, which means that you're not just paying once for the extra toppings on your burger here.
Yeah.
You're paying every time you're taking a bite.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be $5 a month or $20 for 6 months.
That's not a bad deal.
Yeah. But
saving
but
$10.
it's also coming after they bumped up the price of their Infamous Collection pack, DLC pack, to $50, or by about $50.
Oof.
Yeah, that's their DLC pack.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good too. And even the devs are saying, yeah, we screwed up on this.
Good.
Thought it was a good way of monetization. Starbreeze, the publishing company, their dev said, we thought it was a good idea of paying for keeping this game alive long term.
Yeah.
Nobody's really liked it. The negative reaction makes complete sense. Says Starbreeze's head of commercial, Gustav Nisser. We agree with the community. We messed up on this one, and we reverted the price on the bundle effective immediately.
Nice.
Starbreeze should have realized how it would seem, and it costs $85 to buy all 75 pieces of DLC included in the Infamous Collection.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, they're still going ahead with the subscription model. They're just knocking the price back on that DLC package.
Okay.
So, we will see how this works out for them. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how this works.
There you go. All right, and the next story that we got up here involves PlayStation, who's celebrating their 30th anniversary with a new Reebok collab. Tell us about it, D.
That's right. You can now get your official PlayStation kicks in 3 styles.
Right.
3 of the sportswear company's iconic silhouettes, including the Insta Pump Fury, Pump Omnizone 2, and Workout Plus. Each colorway is designed to look like the first PlayStation video game, donning a gray-based makeup and complete with special vintage-style packaging, and some of them even come with the PlayStation logo on them. The various PlayStation logos, the PS logo on one of them, the
You see that right
clean
there?
Black PlayStation logo on another, and the PS PlayStation logo on the third.
Now, here's the thing about this, right? I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I understand the desire to team up on this.
Yeah.
Only reason you're buying those sneakers is to collect them. You're not buying them to wear. They're probably not made out of stuff that's very functional as far as material. You're buying those for literally to be able to put on a shelf or put in a closet and hold on to them till they're worth something and then sell them.
Yeah.
Or just put them in a display case and keep them because you collect sneakers like that. Because this is not a standard. This would be like Papa John's teaming up with waste management. It just doesn't feel like it's right.
Yeah. And adding on to that is the fact that each pair is going to release in its own specific region globally as a nod to PlayStation's original launch regions back in '95. Instapump Fury will drop in Japan, Pump Omnizone 2 in the US, and Workout Plus in the UK.
Yeah.
So if you're hoping to go get your own, drop it in by Foot Locker, you're only gonna be able to do one.
It's going to be limited editions.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I said, these are being done for collectors. These are not
Yeah.
sneakers for an average kid to wear to high school on a Thursday. All right. So here's something that I'm pretty sure you'll be happy to talk about. But Fallout 76 Inside the Vault. Talk to us.
Yeah.
What you got?
Okay, so if you watched the night shift last Friday, and I apologize for not being on last night, I was just in too much general pain, but Fallout 76, we are getting a Christmas present in December with a massive new edition called Burning Springs. Now, this is going to add in Eastern Ohio into the zone. Fallout 76 basically takes place in West Virginia.
Okay.
But the key takeaway and the thing that almost everyone is hyped about is that Burning Springs will feature the breakout star of the Fallout TV series, the Ghoul.
Really?
Voiced by Walton Goggins.
Nice.
Yes.
Heck yeah.
Now, it's not all great news because apparently we're losing one of the major patches or one of the major zones that had been added to Fallout 76 called Milepost Zero, which was a pretty popular zone to complete. So that's going away to make room for Burning Springs. So good news, bad news. But Walter Goggins has finished all of the dialogue and is ready to release. It'll be coming out in December. And I am continuing my quest in Fallout 76 in preparation for this. And I'm also spending time mastering the not so intuitive interface for characters in custom and private worlds so that we can invite you, the first GenXer viewers. If you have a PlayStation and a copy of Fallout 76, you can join me in playing Fallout 76 and hunting bounties alongside the Ghoul come December.
All right. So be on the lookout for that, y'all.
We're going to start organizing that, and that's going to be coming up. Keep listening for announcements on our Facebook page, and tune into the night shift on Fridays and Saturdays to watch me stumble through Appalachia and deal with all the terrors that it contains.
Yeah. Right on. No.
Yep.
Good way to chill. Where are you next? I'm messing with you. All right, what's the next one? Former Capcom designer Yokishi Okamoto sparks backlash in Japan by saying Power World has crossed the line that should not be crossed. What is that line, sir?
All right. So I'm sure by now we all know Nintendo's lawsuit against Pocket Pair over Pal World. But not everyone is saying that what Pal World did is good. Yoshiki Okamoto, who was the dev on Street Fighter 2, the first Resident Evil, mobile game Monster Strike, and created the original concept for Rockstar's Red Dead Revolver, is currently the chairman of the Japan Game Culture Foundation.
Okay.
And he gave his opinions on the lawsuit, saying Power World had crossed a line that should not be crossed, and I don't want the world to become a place where this kind of thing is acceptable.
Yeah.
And even more stronger than that, he said that if a settlement is reached with Nintendo, then I think it will become a game that is officially fine to play. However, it is currently a game that's being sued, so it's unacceptable. By playing that game, you are supporting it, so please don't buy it.
Yeah.
And he labeled Pocket Pair as an anti, and the other kanji half of his comment was censored out and distorted. But most commentators are saying that the half of the term obscure he has used is hansha, or antisocial force, which is an abbreviated term often used to describe criminal organizations like the Yakuza and groups that operate in ways that go against the proper and or legal way of doing things.
Okay.
So
this is all new news to me. So
yeah, yeah, that's
right. So
that's
the line that was crossed.
Yeah, that's receiving a lot of different comments on that. Some people are supporting him in calling out Pal World. Some people are opposed to it and said that his comments run the risk of, especially calling them analogous to a criminal organization, that runs the risk of defamation in Japan.
Gotcha.
But it's not quite done, and that's definitely going. I'm sure that's going to bleed over into Tencent's Sony's lawsuit on Tencent over copying Horizon Zero Dawn, which I can't remember the name of Tencent's game that's coming out. Something light, but yeah.
Right on. All right. And then our final story of the day is the big one. BioWare lead writer reads the runes on EA's Saudi deal and speculates that guns in football are in, gay stuff is out, and the venerable RPG studio may be for the chop.
Yeah. I'm sure we are all familiar with the internet meme of the stick-figure characters, one of them being EA, one of them leading another studio that they acquired by the hand, and the studios, we went Papa EA, where are we going? Oh, you'll see. And they end up at a mass grave.
Yeah.
All the studios that EA has killed off, and EA pulling the gun to kill off this studio. Okay, and originally that was BioWare. This came out after BioWare was acquired by EA. And it's coming.
Hold on. No, not you, Dave. Go.
Okay, yeah. So this runs into a lot of issues with dealing with Saudi Arabia. And I know we talked about this last time, specifically in response to the Riyadh Comedy Festival.
Right.
In there. And you had a very good point that the Saudi people have a right to enjoy themselves.
Yes.
And I completely agree on that. But at the same time, it's not a great look for Dave Chappelle the poster boy for cancel culture and comedy to accept a multi-million-dollar check that comes with a self-censorship requirement, that there were topics that he could not go to.
Right.
And this totally goes on with, it goes against the representation that BioWare has offered for decades.
Mhm.
I mean, they have offered in all their romances, they have offered non-heterosexual options.
Right.
From Jade Empire through Mass Effect through Dragon Age, you've had the option to engage in those kind of relationships, and that's a key role. Now, it's also worth noting that Disney has stood up to Saudi Arabia. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness did not get a release in Saudi Arabia and is not available in Saudi Arabia because the Saudi religious authority objected to the mentioning that America Chavez's parents were lesbian.
Right.
Okay, that's a decent sized financial market for Disney, and Disney declined the dollars. One of the rare cases of a corporation declining the dollars in exchange for sticking by and valuing diversity.
And I said this a little earlier, and this is kind of in regards to the same subject, but not pinpoint on. I'm all for cheering companies on,
Mm-hmm.
and when they do the right thing, a la what you just mentioned with Disney
Right.
and Saudi Arabia. What I am sick and tired of in the pop culture, video game, life sphere, is the fake outrage when companies in a capitalistic society do what's best for the company instead of what's best for the consumer. You have to speak with your wallets if you want to be heard by the big companies.
Right.
And unfortunately, we as a country, and sometimes we have not really learned how to speak with our wallets.
Yep.
So the reality of it is this fake shock and moral outrage when a company that exists for profit decides to choose profit over to the detriment of its consumers, and people are like, "But why? Oh my God, I don't get it." Yeah, you do. You're a company. You're a capitalistic company. We live in a society that encourages everything they can to make as much profit as they can. It's not right. I'm not saying it's not morally right. I'm saying it's not my outrage.
It's how it is. But at the same time, you have to choose your dance partners.
Right.
Right. And EA saw the 50 million buyout, which that's fine. That's what's best for their business in the short-term sense, because it also agreeing to that buyout saddles EA with 20 billion in debt that they have to cut. And that's why the predictions are that studios like BioWare are going to get cut. That's going to be and that is the thing. We do need to vote for our wallets. And
that's what it boils down to. I'm not saying don't be upset. I'm saying either vote with your wallets or stop acting surprised.
Exactly.
When a company does something like this.
Right.
Either start voting with your wallets and stop buying their shit, or
it goes all ways. If you are upset at and ranting and raving about the MCU, don't watch. Don't go to Disney movies. Don't get a Disney Plus subscription. Okay, Disney just lost 13 I think 13 billion in market cap in the stock market drop over the whole Jimmy Fallon kerfuffle.
Yeah.
That is what convinced them to reverse their decision. That's the example of voting with your wallet.
Yep.
Okay. And
All right.
that forced Disney to reverse their decision, to stand up to the veiled mob threats coming from the FCC.
Yeah.
Yeah. But all this, oh, I don't approve of what they're doing. Don't buy it. That is your right as a consumer. Nobody is forcing a gun to your head, forcing you to consume anything that from someone you do not agree with.
Yep. All right. So that'll close. We'll close that there. We'll get back to this pop culture, the quiz, because we got about 10 minutes.
Oh, sorry. Last bit. The article they were linking to PC Gamer, the byline under the byline that you read, it says, "Who knows? Maybe the Crown Prince is a big femship fan."
Who knows? Just don't let him hear you say that. All right. So one last time for the question: in the 1995 film 12 Monkeys, Bruce Willis's character James Cole is sent back in time multiple times. What specific location is he mistakenly sent to in 1990 instead of 96?
He is sent to an insane asylum.
That is correct, sir. Dave went 3 for 4 today. Let's give Dave a big round of applause.
Yeah.
Right on, right on. All right, and then we'll get to our
final. We'll call it 3.5 because I was kind of right on the Fifth Element one.
Yes, there was no English translation.
Yes.
All right. All right, Dave, why don't you tell us what is coming up in this next week for the night shift, sir?
Coming up tonight, body feeling willing, I will be back with Horizon Zero Dawn tonight and tomorrow night, followed by more Fallout 76 on Friday and Saturday.
All right. So that'll be Dave on the night shift. I am trying my best, guys, to get back to giving you those 4 times a week streams. It's been kind of hard, but we'll get back on it soon. I might just take the time off and wait till I can afford to buy NCAA 26 and Madden 26 and then come back strong with those. But we will see. We will see. All right. So as for me, you can see me in about 2 hours. Join me and O'Malley and Swab, who have both confirmed for Le Classroom featuring tonight. So that'll be from 6 to 7. And I do not believe that there will be an MBT Deuce tonight. So we will be closing out Broadcast Sundays with the Classroom. That'll do it for us here right now, gentlemen, ladies. Be more humble. Thank you for joining us, participating. We appreciate you.
We still got 8 minutes to get to 2 hours.
7, but yeah, what you looking at? You got one more subject for you?
No, nothing else, man. We do. Actually, we do have time to talk about that one game, the one we cut off for video games.
What, the Soul Mask one?
Yeah, Soul Mask, which is Soul Mask, which is a survival video game currently in open playtest phase on Steam, and it is a ancient world survival game. I kind of see it. It's basically Stargate the video game because it's all Egyptian and it's alien influences, and they've got those really awesome stylized Egyptian god masks from Stargate in there. But it's a survival MMO, which basically you are forming up like Fallout 4, you're forming up your tribe, you're building up your settlement for development, everything like that. And apparently, something that's kind of interesting to me is that it's advanced enough to where you can issue orders to your tribesmen via voice command.
Nice.
So no more tracking down your settlers, finding out who's unassigned and everything. You just say, you go do this, and they go to do it.
Sounds like an interesting feature.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm wanting to see more. It's still it's still working through its public test phase, but it's going to be released. Looks like November, so that is on the list of things to watch.
so there you go. Soul Mask finally hits. So
Yep.
check that out per Dave's. I only have just one thing I wanted to mention during video games, but I didn't. And that was recently I told you guys I've been playing No Man's Sky with Swab. And we finally gotten to the point where I can build the bases. And let me tell you, like, he was right when he said that there would come an addiction with once you got to that level, because there's a base that I'm working on right now. I have my original home base that I created. And then I have another base that I just changed the name to the Academy, because as of right now, it's like a 6 or 8 story building. And then I'm going to build out and build another 6 or 8 story building. And basically I'm going to have a bunch of classrooms set up in there, and it's going to look like an academy where, like, you know, pilots, so on and so forth, are trained. Yeah. But the fun is in building it. Even though none of it will actually be used for any of that, the fun is in building it and setting it up, kind of like playing the game The Sims.
And also like the Starship Builder for Starfield.
Right. But other than that, check it out. No Man's Sky. Check out Soul Mask when it comes out in November. And
right now, yeah, it's going to be PC and via Steam and I believe Xbox. I don't think that they have a PlayStation plan currently.
Not currently. Okay. So we'll see.
Yep.
Rich, y'all. So that's it. Like I said, check me out in about 2 hours on The Classroom. Dave will be back next week, and he'll be back in a couple of later on tonight if you feel.
Yep, midnight Pacific till whenever my old ass starts falling asleep.
For night shift. So again, thank you to everybody who joined us. Be more humble. All the people who joined us on the YouTube and or Twitch, and we'll see y'all next week. This has been the Cheap Pop Podcast right here on the First GenXers Broadcast Network, Twitch.tv. Peace.
Bang, 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 bang.